here we have position working for us. So go ahead and tell me a little bit about what you expect from this sort of scenario.
We only got 27 hands on that guy, but in that 27 hands, he's playing 48-30. So I expect him to limp with a lot of hands. Not like in the previous hand, it was against a wreck. So we was pretty certain that he had a pocket pair.
Yeah.
But now it's against some fish playing very many hands. So he can have like anything, Broadway, suited, connected, gappers. So we would definitely try to isolate him and then like take a stab on the flop and see where we stand.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically the game plan. Just make profitable c-bets. That's the recipe here for success. And it should also be noted that these hands are not from the same tournament, so these are different players all the time. So you go ahead and isolate to 3x, and you get 3-bet by a guy that you know fairly well, to put it mildly.
Yeah, Raventhorn.
Yeah, so we kind of have to give it up here, I assume.
Definitely. He's also a very tight wreck, so he is not free betting me light at all. So and we don't have any blockers and all. There is no reason for us to play against another tight wreck out of position with 4-6 offsuit. So
yeah, 6 high just starts to look ugly so fast against this range. Yeah, so it's a pretty easy muck. But when we think about this setup, this is pretty much exactly the kind of scenario we would want to see unfold, right? We have the cutoff, so we can assume that we have a lot of position going for us post-flop, and we have a guy who pretty much limps a lot of stuff he can't continue with on a board. Like a random board. So this is the kind of scenario we hope to see a lot of. But let's go ahead and check out some other hands. Again, big blind 20. And we have a limper, and that's not going to work out. So there you go, an isolation raise. And this is actually from the same tournament I can see. So we get 3 ways to the flop against 2 of the bigger recreational players at the table, to put it mildly. 93/14 is definitely not the recipe for success in this kind of poker.
Really? No, shut up.
So here, if it's check to you, what would you do?
Well, if check to me, I would definitely bet out the flop because I don't see the 8-8 free flop hit anything in their range. I would probably get a call from any pocket pair.
Yeah.
But still, I've taken initiative pre-flop, so I expect them to put me on a pretty good hand.
Yeah, definitely. We want to try to continue the story we're trying to sell here. But it doesn't work out like that because our buddy over here with the 93/14 stats decides to dunk 20% pot. So how does that change your perception of this scenario?
Well, it's kind of a difficult situation, to be honest, because you see a lot of these dunk bets from fishes, and you can't really quite put a range on them. I mean, they could have anything from the 8 to nothing just to see where they stand. So it's kind of the question if we want to flat or if we want to free bet, because we're never folding in this spot.
No.
So I definitely, in this situation, I like to use the free bet because I don't think we get any information out of just calling, and he will be able to stab pretty hard on a blank turn, and then get us off the pot. So it's better to take a stand now and see where we are.
Definitely. I think a big point we need to make here is that when a donk decides to 20% pot donk bet, I usually call that a information bet. Like, he just wants to see where he stands. And that basically leaves it up to you to convince him that he's in a really bad spot. He gives you a ton of fold equity here. So I really like making a raise against a fish making a bet like this. I think it's way different when a reg decides to make a donk bet here, because when a reg makes a donk bet, I find it's usually him trying to buy his draw, or it's because he has the nuts and he wants to induce us to do exactly what you end up doing. Because this is definitely a profitable move against a fish. So a lot of people would say, okay, it's profitable against a fish. it should be profitable against a regular as well. So I think the main thing you need to take from this hand is that this guy, he's getting off anything here. Anything that isn't like a flush draw or something, he's going to snap fold. I would probably make it a tad bit bigger, but the idea is still the same, and the effect apparently is about the same as well. So well played.